Hi, I'm Patrick Ogle with GearWire, and I'm here to talk about the Epiphone Dot. I usually talk about acoustic guitars, not electric ones, because I don't play those note things very often. But this particular guitar, and all Dots, I think are really kind of neat and special guitars. Part of the reason for this is the cost of a Dot. You can get a guitar like this for between $400 and $450, $460 without too much trouble. And what they are is they're like the same basic idea as the Gibson ES guitars, the 335s and all that. And the difference being is that one of those is going to cost you about $2,400. And that's a pretty big jump in price. It's not like, you're paying an extra $400. You're paying like almost an extra $2,000. And I wouldn't say that it's not worth it, but at the same time, it's also, most people I know that play music don't have a spare $2,000 lying around most of the time. That's one of the reasons this guitar is special. And also, they just sound great. They're laminated. This is laminated. The body is laminated maple. The neck is maple. 2 humbuckers. And one of the other things about these that I think is great is that you have people that'll play just as a rhythm, using them as like a rhythm guitar, playing rhythm, like was basically what I do, and they sound great. And you can use them for that, and you can I'll do the kind of like rhythm, sort of kind of almost shoegazy stuff with them, and they have this kind of big, kind of lush sound that you can get out of them. But I've seen people play jazz, and it sounds great, and I've seen people just rock out on them, and they're very versatile, and especially for the money. I mean, that's one of the things I harp on a lot. Also, is that if you have a guitar that you can get for a reasonably small amount of money, and it still plays fantastic, that's like an amazing thing. I honestly, this is the Epiphone Dot. I think is one of the best values that there is. Period. In any guitar, whether it's acoustic, electric, or whatever, it is just a super guitar. Actually, somebody gave me this. This is my guitar. Somebody gave this to me because I really liked it, and they didn't play it, so they gave it to me, and I do play it. But there were periods where I didn't play it for very often, and I would pull it out of the case, and I hadn't played it for 3 or 4 months, and I would pull it out of the case, and it would be in tune. Now I've seen some people complain about the tuners, they're Grosvenor tuners, and complain about they're not that good, blah blah blah. Well, they're full of crap because, like I said, it's sat in a case, and it's in a soft case, and I pull it out, and it's in tune after 3 or 4 months. Not a lot of guitars do that, and I have some other guitars that are more expensive guitars than this, and they don't do it. So I think that's something that recommends it as well. This is an older one. I think this is 94, but I'm not 100% sure. So if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. Not that you can tell the difference by looking at it from the new ones. Another thing is when I've spoken to a number of musicians over time, talking to them about why they like the Epiphone Dot. Matt Brown from a Louisville band called Lincoln and the Lost Prayers, there was an article on GearWire, and he had bought a Dot basically because, and it was a used one, and he bought it basically because he couldn't afford a 335, and he bought it kind of as a stopgap to until he could afford one, and he just never got rid of it because he said he really liked it. And that particular guitar has, I think he said the bridge pickup is held in with duct tape, and it still plays fantastic. In fact, he said something about how the fact that the pickups are kind of weird. If you put it in the middle position with the duct tape pickup, you get kind of an out of phase weird effect. And that's the other thing is that when you switch between the pickups, and obviously a lot of guitars, obviously when you have the bridge pickup, it's going to sound different. But this one, it's really distinct. It really changes the sound more than you'll find on some other guitars. Like I have a Gibson Les Paul, and the sound, the difference in changing between the pickups or in the middle position is not nearly as great as with this, and so much more versatile, fabulous. Another band, a band out of Oxford, not Mississippi, but in the UK, called Passion Play, Justin Stevens. Now he got one of these, and they're very goth, so he got a black one. But he was really impressed with, again, he told me that he was very impressed with the range of like the tone, the sustain of the guitar, especially for the price, and that he didn't get it as a stopgap. He had gone into a store and picked one up and played it and went, wow, and just really, really liked it. So it's not like you only get this guitar if you're looking for something because you can't afford another one. It, in and of itself, is a fine, fine guitar, I think. And the price, the fact that it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, is a bonus. And they come in a lot of variety, a lot of different colors. There's different ones. There's another one, there's the Epiphone Dot Studio. I don't know that much about that guitar. And then a little bit more money, there's the Epiphone Casino. I've heard they're great too. I do not have one, and I have not played one, so I will not swear to that. But I think that they're all worth checking out. All of these semi-hollow body Epiphones are worth checking out because the price is right and they sound good.